Alright guys, welcome back to the Leaky John Boat Company. Today we are doing some trolling for some saugeye and some crappie. I don't know how many saugeye we're going to get into, but I'm almost positive we're going to catch a lot of crappie doing this trolling today. It is the middle of May and it's probably 50 degrees out right now. It's a little bit brisker than it normally has been, but the water temperature is at almost 62. And we're in about 10 foot of water, and we're just gonna troll some flicker shads and some bandit shallows and just little different kinds of crankbaits, and we're just gonna see what we get into, guys. All right, guys. Today we are using the walleye rods. Mostly because I think we're going to try to catch some saugeye. But on this one, I'm going to be putting just a 5mm or 5cm flicker shad. Just a little tiny crappie bait. But we might catch some saugeye on it. I don't know how the size of the bait affects the fish. So we're just going to let these out. We're not going to use boards. And we're going to kind of guess how far we're going back. Get this a little bit more accurate. I don't really know exactly how far back we're gonna go. We're just gonna kind of guess. We're not using boards, so it's not super accurate. Since we're gonna have line sticking up above the water, so we're really not gonna know exactly how far back we are. But that's all right. We're just going to kind of guess today, and we're fishing pretty shallow water, so as long as I can get the bait down 3 or 4 feet, kind of in the middle of the water column, I'm not that concerned about it. And that looks good about right there. We'll just kind of keep a note in our head where we're at, 25 foot on the flicker shad, and then I think I'm going to get a bandit on. I'm seeing all sorts of fish on the bottom, guys. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that looks super good to me. I think those are probably saugeye, or they could be catfish. Either way, we're gonna get on the bottom. We're gonna try to get at least one bait on the bottom. All right, guys. The next bait we're running is gonna be a full-size bandit, and this is your typical walleye bait. It's pretty long. It's a bandit shallow. It's got 3 hooks on it. This is primarily for saugeye. We are not expecting to catch any crappie on this, but I do want to have one bigger bait out just to see what if I can catch saugeye with these bigger baits, really. So this should be a pretty good test right here. And this is obviously the blue chrome bandit. This is like the walleye bait in Lake Erie. Same model, same color. This is what everyone's using. So we're going to see if we can catch a saugeye on it. I'm going to get it out about 20 feet. And that should get me down at least 3 or 4 feet. I'm not really sure the exact numbers on that, but I'm going to be pretty confident that we're out down deep enough to be in the middle of the water column. And all right, guys, on our third rod, we are running just a regular 7mm, 7cm flicker shad, purple color, pretty popular color, pretty popular for crappie. And we're just gonna let that out. Probably 20 feet. And I'll range these. I mean, if I don't catch anything, I will be changing the lengths of them for sure. And we'll just be kind of playing with the depths a little bit until we can kind of find the strike zone for crappie or for saugeye. Alright, guys, we got our first fish on, and it feels like it's just a crappie. Yeah, and it's just kind of gliding along. I don't know if I noticed it right away. But what I did do was I put all the lines a little bit further back. And that's a nicer crappie on the flicker shad. First fish of the day. He's a little small to keep. So, We're gonna get this back out. That worked out pretty well. I think I was about 65 foot back with the 5 centimeter flicker shad. And that'll work. We'll just kind of run these about that depth. And we're gonna get closer to shore, try to get into some 8-9 foot of water. See what we can get into. All right, guys, on the turn, I hooked into something, and it's a lot nicer than that crappie. And this might be a saugeye, which is what we're going for. So we're gonna get the boat turned around. And I think that's gonna be a common denominator, is catching the fish on the turn when that lure kind of goes slack. Oh yeah, definitely a nicer fish. Way nicer fish. He does not want to come up, but he's not really shaking. Make sure I have enough drag on him. It could be a catfish. I know these catfish love these flicker shads, especially in this lake, and I don't know why. Yeah, he's fighting like a catfish for sure. Yep. I kind of figured he was a catfish, and we're just going to try to get him off on the side of the boat. I really don't want to get him in here. And I don't want to break off my lure. I only have a couple of these. There you go, guys. Nice inland lake channel catfish. I mean, I've caught quite a few of those guys on flicker shads, and I don't know why they like the flicker shad so much, but we're gonna get this back out, and we're gonna keep on trolling. All right, guys, I've got all my rods just bouncing right off the bottom. My little flicker shads on these two rods, and this rod's the Bandit shallow, and we're just bouncing the bottom, kind of just making contact every couple seconds, and that's what we're going to try to do to get some saugeye on this run. And I'll probably pull them up a little bit, go a little bit deeper water, just to be running right above the bottom. But we're going to see if that works. So far we just got a channel cat and a crappie. Alright, guys, we just turned, and right in the middle of the turn we hooked into another fish, and I believe it's another catfish. It's not really fighting, no head shakes, but I could be wrong. Ooh, it looks like it's a nice saugeye, actually. And shame on me for not having my net ready. We're just gonna get him. Oh no. It is another catfish. So we're gonna get him off at the end. I'm not even going to bring him into the boat. But it is another nice catfish. There we go. Another catfish. And we are going to get back to trolling. Alright guys, hooked into another fish and I think it's a crappie. But I plan on turning around in a second, so I'm going to try to get this guy in. Yes. Oh no, it's a little bluegill on the flicker minnow. I just put this little flicker minnow on, and the bluegill liked it. So we're gonna get this guy off, and then we're gonna turn around and try to run like really shallow water. I want to run like 4 to 5 foot of water, just to see what we can get into. Alright guys, we just got turned around and I have another fish on. I mean, I got him on the swing for sure. And it looks like it's a little crappie. But we are like right up against the boat docks. So we gotta be real careful and I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. But crappie number 2, he's not too bad. Ouch. That didn't work at all. But not what we're looking to keep. So he gets to go back. We're gonna get this rod back out. Guys, we are running about 35 to 40 feet back and we have fish just above 12 foot. So hopefully we're close enough to the bottom to where we can get some of these big saugeye to bite. I know they're in here. It's just getting them to bite is going to be the tricky part. So I just hooked up on the Flicker Minnow 11 and that looks like it might be what we're here for. Get my boat all straightened out. But I think this may be a saugeye. It is a nice little saugeye. This, guys, is what we were looking for this whole time. I almost took this Flicker Minnow 11 off, but I kept it on hoping we would catch something. And it's not huge, but he will definitely eat for sure. And we're gonna take this guy home. Let me just get him undone. And there we go, guys. Nice little saugeye, first one of the day. And we're gonna try to replicate what we just did after I get this guy in the live well. Alright guys, so that wraps it up. Just the one saugeye, a few crappie, and a few channel catfish. I just kind of kept on tangling my lines up. The wind's getting pretty bad, so I only have 2 rods out now, but probably gonna head in the next 5 minutes. But if you guys like this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go on to the LeakyJohnBoatCompany.com and get yourself some merch. I got hoodies, I got hats, I got t-shirts, I got all sorts of stuff on there that you guys might like. If you're into hunting, into fishing, anything like that, John boats, especially John boats. I have a little John boat at home. Haven't made a video on it yet except the transom install, but if you guys like the stuff, go on to the website, check it out, and remember guys, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thanks guys.